Thanks for your support as a channel member, Brian Herman. I don't want to alarm anybody, but we're a month into this new season and 8 points off the top of the league. This might not be the walk in the park that I was hoping it would be. Hello and welcome to part 17 of the Bourne Legacy. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we have a game in the, what league are we in? The Isthmian League? The Isthmian South Central Division against FC Romania, plus an FA Cup game against Penrith. We are into the first qualifying round of the FA Cup, having made our way through the first couple of preliminary rounds. If I remember from last year, we have 4 qualifying rounds to get through before we make it to the first round. And the first round, unbelievably, is what the board are looking for. So we need a bit of a performance in the second half of this episode, but we also need a performance in the first half. As you can see, it has been a solid start to the season. We have picked up that one defeat, though, at home against Corinthian Casuals. I have no idea what went on there. It just kind of all went a little bit wrong. But if you look at the match stats, 31 shots for us, 56% possession. They had 2 shots on target in the entire game and won 2-0. So I believe that's what's known in the trade as getting FM'd. I don't know what I normally have down there. Probably not that. That'll upset me in the match in a minute. I did mention we're 8 points off the top of the league in the intro. It's another one of these weird situations, though, where because we're in the deepest, darkest non-league, we've all played a different number of games. So Harrow have had a good start to the season, and they're undefeated, 7 wins and 2 draws. So they're not, they can't be taken lightly, but we are 5 wins from our first 6. And we've got 3 games in hand on them. So if we win our 3 games in hand, maths, Kev, maths, we're nearly there. 18, 20, we go above them. There we go. We play FC Romania today. We're going to try and catch them up too. And there have been, I think there's been a couple more transfers. There's always transfers going on. As you can see, had Joe Fryer left the last time we spoke. He's gone to Dulwich Hamlet. They're paying him £650 a week. We're losing all of our players all the time. I don't think there has been any new signings since you were last with me, actually. Looking at this, that is extraordinary. Why have I not been signing players? Get some trials in, for goodness sake. Trials. Give me all the trials. We'll sign some players in a minute. Right, this is the team for today's match. That's, if anyone wants to know how I do my scouting. There we go. Luthra in goal. A back four of Hart. I might have to sell him. Belahuane. I said it properly in the last episode, I think. Belouane. That'll do. Barkley and Fossey at the back. Smith and Payaziti in midfield. Garcia and Leahy supporting Plange and Hector Ingram up front. As you can see, we have adjusted Plange to be a pressing forward now, and it seems to be having the desired effect. He's only done it a couple of times, but already starting to play really rather well, although to be fair, he had a decent performance in that game, playing as the advanced forward as well. But Hector Ingram, I think, is going to be my goal scorer this year. 4 goals in 5. It's actually 4 goals from 2 starts. So I'm hoping that becomes a partnership and that becomes a front 4 that we can have a lot of fun with. Rafael Garcia had a fantastic performance in one of the FA Cup games against Hinckley, scoring 4 goals from the left wing, which that's a decent performance. It's the only time he scored all season, I think. But there's definitely goals in that front 4, and I'm hoping I now have them in the right arrangement with having Plange playing a little bit deeper than Hector Ingram. That is my hope. Right, what are we going to do? Pick up where you left off last time out. Always choose it if there's an option, because it just keeps the good form rolling. Although it never seems to actually perform well as a team talk with the stuff turning green and all that kind of thing. But it seems to... Results lead to results. There doesn't seem to be many Romanians in this FC Romania team. I don't think I understand the basis upon which this team is built. I thought it was a lot of Romanian players, but apparently it's not. What do I know? Lee down the right hand side, trying to get the crossover. Garcia's there, Plange is there, Hector Ingram's there. Somehow, amongst all 4 of them, the ball doesn't end up in the back of the net. Fossey plays it back over to Hector Ingram again, though, and it's straight at the keeper. But that was the first proper chance of the game. But immediately, FC Romania trying to get their counter-attack going, and we need to keep an eye on them. It looks like they've got some non-English names knocking around on the bench. But then, to be fair, we have plenty of them in our squad as well, so that's not necessarily meaning they're Romanian. Garcia has got his so he clearly did score in a game other than the one where he got 4, and he's now got his 6th goal of the season. I think he might actually be our top scorer in all competitions now. I love the way we've sportingly played on while they've got a player faking an injury down there, and that is a lovely little finish from Garcia to put us 1-0 up. Even better, it seems the guy who was faking the injury was their right back, and our left wing is the one who scored. So that makes me even happier that he's gone down with an injury. So our left wing has just decided to drift into the penalty area and score a goal. That's the kind of ruthlessness that I want from my team. I'm very happy with it. Right, Smith to take a corner with the opportunity to put us 2-0 up. That is one of the worst headers of all time from Plange. Headed way over, and it remains 1-0. But I think it's fair to say we've had a very good first half. It would be nice if we could grab another goal just to ease ourselves into the second half a little bit, because at 1-0 there's always the danger of this happening. We've got a tackle in there that time, but clearly FC Romania are a decent side because they're above us in the league. They're uninterested at the moment. They don't want to hear me talking positively about them, clearly, but they're not going to be a team that we're just going to steamroller over. So it would be nice to steamroller them a little bit. Is what I'm getting at. I want another goal. I want to feel comfortable. This brings us to within 1 point of them. It looks like we're playing today when Harrow aren't. So we also need to be keeping an eye on what's going on up there, because we need to be making sure we don't let them get too far ahead of us. Hart now crossing from the left-hand side. Hector Ingram is there. What a save from their goalkeeper. Goodness me. That was something a little bit special. I'm not even going to begrudge him keeping that out of the goal there. He deserved it. What a save. Perhaps that's why we're only winning 1-0, because their goalkeeper's so good. He's only on a 6.7. He deserves a lot more than that based on that one save alone. FC Romania just bringing the one away fan with them today. Clearly, they haven't had any recent player childbirths like we have, which is why we take 2 people away from home now, as we learnt in the last episode. Barkley playing it forward for any one of 3 to chase. It's Lee who ends up chasing it, and there he is, Plange. It's only his 3rd goal of the season, but we count his season as starting from when we started playing him as a pressing forward, because from that moment on, he's looked like a different player, and that was a lovely finish. We'll ignore the header that ballooned over the bar in the first half. This one's a proper header. A very tidy finish, and it's 2-0 to Bourne with half an hour to go. We've got a few players suffering from a little bit of complacency, and Garcia's trying to grab another one for himself. There's a strong argument for putting him up front at some point soon, because he is a striker playing out on the wing, from what I recall. Yeah, he's another one who's a pressing forward who can also play out on the wing, but he's clearly a bit of a finisher, so we might have to shuffle things around a little bit. In fact, here's the opportunity to do exactly that, because Dom Ter can come on, play on the left wing. We can bring Garcia on, bring him on, push him forward. We'll leave him as the poacher and see how he gets on playing as a poacher. We'll bring off Payaziti as well. Have we not got the normal fellow with Davis that we bring on for him? Why is he not on the bench? Can Oyagoke actually play in central midfield? Unconvincing. Well, I'm not going to make that change then. I'm just looking for changes to make. Let's take off Belouane, bring on Thomas, because I can say that name. That's easier. Right, we'll drop a little bit of praise. I want to avoid this complacency, so if I can fire them up rather than let them get complacent, that seems like a positive to me. Ter with the free kick. It ends up falling to Plange. We've given away a free kick, I'm presuming for offside, because I don't think there was any foul in there. I'm not that bothered. We're 2-0 up, and Romania don't look like getting into this game at all. Garcia is now in, playing as the striker. I tell you what, boys and girls, I think that boy's a striker. What did he just do with his legs? Do we get to see the celebration as part of the replay? It looked like he spun. It looked like his legs did a somersault while the rest of him didn't do a somersault. I don't think that's possible. Can we see it? Go on, do it again. I don't know. I think only the bottom half of him. I'm spitting. I'm so flabbergasted. I think only the bottom half of him did a somersault there. Well, we're going to bring Dice on for Hart. We need to check that Garcia's all right. We've found our striker. We don't want him to injure himself by turning himself inside out celebrating goals. Wowzers. 32 shots in that game. We are a good team. We had that one slip up. We'll get that caught up eventually, hopefully. We do, however, need to avoid any slip-ups in this next game because the FA Cup, as we learnt last season, is super important for the club finances. We've now spent up all of our FA Cup money from last year, and as you can see from our projection, we could definitely do with another FA Cup run. So fingers crossed we get that up and running in this next match. We just brought all of those trialists in, and not one of them is good enough. Oh, he might be. Charlie Wiggett, who is a National League defender, could be a Championship defender in future, and he's better than anyone else we've got at the club. He's come from Chelsea. So you know what, Charlie Wiggett, you get a contract offer. That's how we do things around these parts. If you look like you could be any good, welcome to Bourne. Can we? There we go. That'll do. But none of the rest of them. A lot of them, they've got potential. Like, I guess he's going to be another. There's loads of potential, which would be fine if we were at a club where we could sign them and sell them on and actually make some money on them. But there's no point bringing in players with potential now, because if they're really any good, they'll have moved on to another club before they've had a chance to play for us. So there's just no point signing them. So we're just bringing in the ones that are first team ready. Couple of changes for the Penrith game then. And we've brought Dice in for Hart. Hart is now under offer. Where is he? He's the next one on his way out, so there's not really any point in continuing to play him. He's going to be off to play for #United. So we'll bring Dice in for him. Davis comes in midfield. Not sure why he wasn't on the bench for the last game, but we'll certainly get him back into the team for this one, because I tend to rotate those two around fairly often anyway, because they're basically the same player. And I've got McKendy in for Plange up front. The temptation to stick Garcia up front is strong. However, the obvious striker to drop at the moment would have been the pressing forward. I don't want to drop Hector Ingram. I guess he could potentially play there, but he's doing a good job from out on the left wing. We're going to leave him out there for today. And if we really start struggling for goals, then we know we've got him to push up there if need be. But I'd rather get two strikers as a partnership that are going to score lots of goals for me, plus a winger who's going to weigh in with 15, 20 goals of his own, than just have the strikers. So if we can find a way to make it work this way round, that would be delightful. I haven't actually looked to see what league Penrith are in. I'm hoping that they're a team we should be able to take care of. Hopefully they're a team from roughly our level. It would be very upsetting after how well the cup run went last year to go out of it this early this year, because obviously the board are expecting big things again. They enjoyed the money last year. So Mick Powell is money hungry. Oh, I can't speak ill of Mick Powell. It makes me cough. But Mick Powell is money hungry. To be fair to him, he'd rather me earn the money for us to spend on players than him have to spend it out of his own pocket, which I guess is fair enough. But it's difficult to... I mean, that's winning a lot of consecutive games, getting to the first round of the FA Cup from our level. We have to win 6 rounds. So 6 times we have to make sure we're drawn against a team who's not better than us, and then play well and not slip up and not have an off day. It feels a little bit harsh to be judged on that basis, but hopefully it works out. Davis plays it out to Lee again on the right-hand side. Ball over the top, looking for... I think he was looking for what's his face? I don't know their names yet. It's awful. He wasn't looking for McKendy, is who he should have been looking for, because that time Fossey finds McKendy, and McKendy makes it 1-0 with his 5th goal of the season. I think we have a lot of good strikers now. We signed too many good strikers. Is it possible to do such a thing? I'm kind of glad Connor Carty didn't want to come back on loan, because I don't know where I'd play him. That is a lie. I would be playing him as the poacher and everyone else would be fitting around him. We all know that. But still, we've just kept the conveyor belt going. McKendy plays it out to Dice. Cross comes in from him. There is Hector Ingram. See, I remember his name now, and that's his 7th goal of the season, and that's why I don't want to drop him, because since getting in the team, he has been scoring goals consistently, and that puts us 2-0 up, which hopefully suggests that Penrith are a team that we should be able to beat, because we are beating them at the moment. So that suggests that. So, I mean, where are you going with this sentence? For goodness sake, man. think before you speak. Right. How they've got a free kick. I don't care for it. Belua tries to head clear. Does head clear, but only to the edge of the area. I like the pressure we're putting on here. That was an excellent piece of defending. And now we've got the chance to break with Garcia down this left-hand side. I'd just like to see him cut inside, beat a couple of men and score. But he's decided to do an excellent cross to Lee, who somehow is offside. I mean, that looked like a perfectly weighted pass to a man who'd been charging past his fullback. How is he offside? He's not. Those lines are on top of each other. Give him the goal, for goodness sake. It was a perfect pass and a lovely finish, a well-timed run. If he's dead in line, he's onside. I imagine the footballing world disagrees with me. But I should be the one making... I think the game should default to me. When it's a tricky decision, it should ask me if I think the goal should stand or not. Right, don't get complacent. Standard 2-0 up team talk. Is there only one FA Cup game going on today? What is this all about? What do we normally have down here? Latest scores? So what's this? Where's the league? Oh, we don't have a league table because it's the FA Cup. It seems like there's only one FA Cup game going on right now, which doesn't seem right for the first qualifying round. There should be like 10,000 matches happening. But I don't know why I'm looking. I'm not going to know any of the other teams in it. I'm not that bothered. It just seemed a little bit odd that we were apparently playing it in isolation. Davis can come off for Piazziti. Standard substitution there. Garcia, not played very well today. So Ter can come on for him. And you know what? I'm just going to do a triple change now. Ricky Holmes can come on. We'll swap those two over. Ter. Still don't know. Is it Ter or Ter? I call him both. He can play on the right-hand side. And Holmes, who I don't think I've played Ricky Holmes yet this season. After he was very, very good in the run-in last year, he kind of lost his place to Garcia this season. But give him if he can prove to me that he should be in the team on the left-hand side, that makes it a little bit easier for me to say, actually, yeah, you know what, we'll put Garcia up front. And perhaps go with, I don't know, Garcia and McKendy. Okay, Garcia can be the pressing forward. Maybe Garcia and Hector Ingram is the partnership. We'll find it. Worry not. We will find that partnership. And in the meantime, as long as we keep winning games whilst looking for it, can't really complain about that either. Well done, lads. Excellent stuff. Through to the second qualifying round. There must have been other games. This was a Saturday 3 o'clock kickoff. There is not a chance we were the only FA Cup game being played. You can tell by how long it's taking to process all the matches. We genuinely were the only game. How? Because everyone else played on Tuesday night. Why did we play on Saturday then? Weird. Oh, we're through to the second round immediately. So we play Billingham Town in the second qualifying round, who are in one of the divisions below us. So that should be another relatively winnable game. I'm not going to make you watch it. We'll come back to the FA Cup if it starts to get interesting. And I think that's probably where we're likely to come back for the next episode. If we get to that FA Cup first round, it'll be around here somewhere, I think. Is that where it normally falls, or is it November? We'll come back when the FA Cup gets interesting, though. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.